Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about state quarters, a fun and interesting coin series from the United States. Each quarter has a design that represents one of the 50 states, showing important symbols, landmarks, or history. Some of these coins are more special than others and can be worth more to collectors. Let's take a closer look at the state quarters and see which ones are worth keeping. The 2008 Hawaii State Quarter Dollar in circulated condition is not just another end-of-series coin in the 50 State Quarters program. It carries with it a powerful story, a deeply meaningful design, and for a small number of collectors, a shocking value that has turned heads across the numismatic world. Though millions were minted, there are rare examples of this coin that have stunned experts and fetched surprising prices, especially those with specific errors or unusual characteristics. For anyone holding one, this isn't just pocket change, it could be a quiet treasure hiding in plain sight. The Hawaii State Quarter was the very last release in the historic 50 State Quarters series. Its release marked the end of a decade-long journey through all 50 states, and for that reason alone, it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. The reverse design features the legendary King Kamehameha I, with his outstretched hand welcoming viewers to the islands. Behind him is a beautifully etched outline of the Hawaiian Islands, along with the inscription of the state motto written in Hawaiian. It's one of the most majestic and symbolic designs in the entire program, and even in circulated condition, its beauty and significance are unmistakable. While many might assume this coin is too recent or too common to be worth anything more than face value, that assumption has been shattered time and again by collectors who've uncovered rare errors that turn this quarter into a high-dollar item. One of the most valuable errors found on the Hawaii quarter is the double die, with all the intricate details on the design, especially in King Kamehameha's robe, his extended arm, and the state motto. There are plenty of opportunities for doubling to occur during the minting process. When visible doubling is found and authenticated by experts, the value can leap into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if the doubling is bold and affects multiple parts of the design. Another striking error that has shocked collectors is the off-center strike. This error occurs when the coin blank is not properly aligned under the die, resulting in a portion of the design being misaligned or cut off entirely. Depending on how far the design is shifted and whether the date remains visible, these coins can sell for anywhere from a few hundred to over $1,000. The more dramatic the off-center error, the higher the value collectors are willing to pay. There are also rare examples of the Hawaii State Quarter struck on the wrong planchet. These mint mistakes, though exceptionally uncommon, have appeared in circulation and have been authenticated after discovery. Imagine finding a Hawaii quarter that was struck on a blank intended for a dime or a foreign coin. The size, color, or weight would be noticeably different. These types of errors have sold for several $1,000s at auction and continue to be highly sought after by those who specialize in mint error coins. Even smaller imperfections, such as die cracks, die chips, or cuts can raise the value of a circulated Hawaii quarter, a cud, which is a raised blob of metal caused by a piece of the die breaking off, can add real value depending on its size and location. Die cracks, which appear as raised lines, often run through the king's figure or across the Hawaiian Islands. While not as dramatic as a double die or wrong planchet, these errors can still bring in anywhere from $50 to several $100s, especially if they're prominent and well-defined. For many people in their 50s, 60s, or 70s, the Hawaii quarter is especially memorable. It was the final piece in a national collecting adventure that spanned 10 years. Grandparents collected them with their grandchildren, families waited for each new release, and millions of Americans participated in what became one of the most popular coin series in U.S. history. The Hawaii design, with its regal figure and warm invitation, felt like the perfect finale. It represented not only the beauty and history of the islands, but also the unity of all 50 states under a single flag. Now, years later, that same coin could still hold value beyond its beauty. It could be hiding a minting mistake that turns it from common change into a rare collectible. All it takes is one careful look at your Hawaii quarter. Check the edges, examine the lettering. Look for signs of doubling or misalignment. That single coin you've had sitting in a drawer for years might just be worth a lot more than 25 cents. And as fascinating as the Hawaii state quarter is, what's coming next may be even more shocking, because with every coin we explore, the possibility grows that the next one could be the one that changes everything. So keep your eyes open, your hands steady, and your curiosity high. The real surprise might still be ahead. Next up we have the 2008 New Mexico State quarter dollar in circulated condition. Might not immediately stand out from the rest of your spare change, but there's a lot more going on with this coin than most people realize. As one of the final releases in the famous 50 state quarters program, this piece carries more than just face value. It carries history, symbolism, and in some rare cases, the potential for serious collector value that can leave you speechless. That's right, a coin that's been through years of use, tossed in pockets and passed across counters, could still be hiding details that collectors are desperate to find. The design on the reverse of the New Mexico quarter is a simple yet powerful tribute to the state's deep cultural roots. At the center, you'll see the outline of the state of New Mexico, and above that is the ancient Zia sun symbol. That symbol is sacred to the Zia people, representing the 4 cardinal directions, the 4 seasons, the 4 times of day, and the 4 stages of life. Together, these elements make it one of the most spiritually rich designs in the entire series. The phrase "Land of Enchantment" is engraved beneath the image, capturing the mystery and beauty that defines New Mexico's identity, even after years. In circulation, many of these coins still hold the striking contrast and detail that make the design pop, but it's not just about the artwork. Some of these coins, even those that look average to the naked eye, are hiding rare mint errors that have sent shockwaves through the collecting world. One of the most valuable and exciting errors you can find on a New Mexico quarter is a double die. This occurs when the coin is struck twice but slightly misaligned. The result can be seen in the lettering, especially around the words New Mexico or Land of Enchantment, or in the rays of the Zia sun symbol. If you spot doubling, especially clear and sharp doubling, that coin could easily be worth several $100s. In top condition with a strong double die, prices can climb into the thousands. Another eye-popping error collectors hunt for is the off-center strike. This is when the design is printed off the center of the coin blank, sometimes cutting off part of the image or even the date. If your coin has a strong off-center strike with the date still visible, its value can jump from 25 cents to over $1,000, depending on how dramatic the error is. These are easy to spot once you know what to look for, and they often turn up in circulated condition, just like yours. There are even more shocking types of mint errors, like coins struck on the wrong planchette. That means your New Mexico quarter could have been struck on a blank intended for a different coin altogether, like a nickel or a dime. These rare mix-ups can result in quarters that are the wrong weight, the wrong color, or even smaller or thinner than usual. When these wrong planchette errors are found and verified by experts, they have been known to sell for several $1,000s. Some have even gone for over $5,000, especially when the error is dramatic and the coin is well-preserved. Die cracks and cuts are also valuable to many collectors. A die crack shows up as a thin raised line on the surface of the coin, often running through the state outline or the sun symbol. A cut appears as a raised bump or blob, usually along the rim, caused by a piece of the die breaking off during the minting process. While not as high in value as other major errors, large and well-placed die cracks or cuts can still bring in a few $100s from the right beer. For many Americans, especially those in their 50s to 70s, the New Mexico State quarter isn't just a coin, it's a memory. It's a reminder of the excitement that surrounded the 50 state quarters program when people of all ages were checking their change and looking forward to the next release. This coin brings back memories of road trips, family collections, and a sense of pride in the country's diversity. The symbols on this coin connect us to history, culture, and tradition. And for some, that connection comes with real financial value. So if you're holding a 2008 New Mexico quarter, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look, examine the edges, check the letters, and shine a light across the surface. You might be holding a rare error that turns your coin from everyday change into a piece worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And while this coin is remarkable in its own right, what's coming next might be even more surprising. We're only just getting started, and the biggest shock could be in the very next coin. Keep watching and keep checking your change because something extraordinary could be right around the corner. Next up we have the 2005 Kansas State quarter. Dollar in good condition may appear like just another coin in your collection, but this unassuming piece of metal carries with it a story full of pride, heritage, and for a rare few, astonishing value that can reach into the thousands. As part of the 50 State Quarters program, this coin showcases a striking design and unexpected minting surprises that have left collectors stunned and eager to get their hands on the rarest examples. What might seem like a simple 25-cent piece could actually be a hidden gem hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. The Kansas quarter features an image that instantly brings to mind the sweeping plains and agricultural legacy of the state. On the reverse side, you'll find a beautifully detailed depiction of a buffalo standing proudly on the prairie, with tall grass waving beneath its feet. Above the buffalo is the word Kansas and the year 1861, representing the year the state joined the Union. Just beside the animal is a sunflower, the official state flower, adding a touch of natural beauty to the design. The entire scene perfectly captures the soul of Kansas: rugged, natural, and proud. Now here's where things get exciting. While millions of these coins were produced by the US Mint, a small number of them made it into circulation with major minting errors. These errors have become some of the most famous and highly sought after in the entire State Quarters series. The most well-known of these is the "In God We Rust" error. That's right, on some Kansas quarters, the letter T in the word trust is either missing or extremely faint due to a fill die error during the minting process. This small change turns the national motto into a humorous and shocking mistake, and collectors absolutely love it. Even in circulated condition, a Kansas quarter with the "In God We Rust" error can sell for over $100. In better condition or with strong clarity, values have reached up to $1,000 or more. Another thrilling discovery is the double die error, where parts of the design are struck twice but slightly off-center. On the Kansas quarter, doubling has been seen in the lettering, particularly around the words Kansas or E pluribus unum. When these double die examples are verified by professional grading services, they can easily fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the intensity of the doubling and the overall coin condition. There have also been reports of Kansas quarters struck on the wrong coin blanks. These are called wrong planchet errors and result in coins that might be the wrong weight, wrong metal, or even a different size. For example, if a Kansas quarter was struck on a nickel or dime planchet, its value could skyrocket. These types of errors are extremely rare but have been authenticated and sold for thousands of dollars. Even more astonishing is the fact that some of these errors have been found in everyday change. Die cracks, die chips, and cuts are other types of errors that can raise the value of a Kansas quarter. These occur when parts of the die become damaged or worn during production, leaving raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. For example, a die chip might appear near the buffalo's horn or leg, and while it may seem like a tiny flaw, these imperfections are loved by collectors who value the uniqueness they bring. Depending on the size and location, these minor errors can raise a coin's value to $50 or even several $100s. What makes the Kansas quarter so meaningful to many Americans, especially those aged 50 and older, is not just its beauty or rarity, but the memories it brings back. The buffalo represents the vast American West, a symbol of strength and survival. The sunflower evokes memories of summer road trips, fields stretching to the horizon, and the deep connection between people and land. The State Quarter program brought these stories into our homes, our wallets, and even our hearts, and today, this little coin still has the power to surprise, whether through its artwork or its incredible value. So if you have a 2005 Kansas State Quarter in good condition, take a moment and look closer. Pay attention to the details, check the T in trust, look for odd lines, bumps, or doubling in the letters. What you thought was just another quarter could actually be a rare mistake worth far more than anyone would expect. And the best part, we're not done yet. The next coin we explore may just be the one that changes everything. Stay with us, because the most unbelievable finds could still be ahead. Next up we have the 2021 State Quarter dollar in circulated condition. May seem modern and ordinary at first glance, but don't let its recent date fool you. Even today's coins can hold remarkable surprises that leave collectors speechless. The 2021 quarters are part of the final chapter in the long-running and beloved America the Beautiful series, which honored national parks and significant sites across the United States. This particular year featured the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site Quarter, a powerful tribute to the bravery and legacy of America's first black military aviators during World War II. The design is both moving and historical, and for collectors, it marks the end of an era with a coin that carries unexpected value and potential. The reverse of the 2021 quarter features a dramatic scene of a Tuskegee Airman in full gear, standing tall and proud as aircraft soar in the background. The words "they fought two wars" appear boldly across the image, referring to both the fight against fascism abroad and racism at home. This is one of the most emotionally powerful designs in the entire series and resonates deeply with collectors who value historical significance. Despite being released in recent memory, this coin is already gaining momentum among those who recognize the importance of preserving stories through currency. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Several 2021 quarters have already been identified with stunning minting errors that dramatically increase their value. One of the most well-known is the retained cut error, where a portion of the die breaks off but remains in place, causing a dramatic raised bubble or extra metal on the coin. On the Tuskegee Airman quarter, retained cuts have been seen near the rim and aircraft, and these coins can fetch up to $200 even in circulated condition. With stronger detail or certification from a grading company, the price can quickly climb even higher. Another sought-after error is the die clash, which occurs when the front and back dies strike each other without a blank coin in between. This results in faint ghost-like images of the reverse design showing up on the obverse side or vice versa. When visible on a 2021 quarter, especially around the profile of George Washington or near the date, collectors can pay $100 to several $100 depending on how intense and clear the clash marks are. Some 2021 quarters have also been found with dramatic off-center strikes, where part of the design is printed away from the center of the coin. The more extreme the offset and the more intact the date and design elements remain, the more valuable the coin becomes. A clean off-center strike on a 2021 quarter can be worth $500 or more, and when found in circulated condition, it becomes a true surprise to the unsuspecting holder. There are also a few examples of double die errors, especially in the lettering or the details of the airman's uniform. Doubling is usually most visible in the phrase "they fought two wars" or around the aircraft. A strong double die error authenticated by a professional grading service could fetch several hundred to over $1,000 depending on condition and clarity. These errors may be rare, but they are out there, and collectors are constantly on the hunt. Beyond the minting mistakes, even standard 2021 quarters in excellent condition are being snapped up by collectors hoping to complete their full set of America the Beautiful quarters. Since this series spanned over a decade and includes dozens of different designs, having the final coin in the series in good or uncirculated condition adds significant appeal. while a typical circulated example might not raise eyebrows. 1. With high luster and minimal wear can still bring in more than face value from the right beer. For those who grew up watching coins come and go, the 2021 quarter represents more than just currency. It marks the conclusion of a series that told the story of America's landscapes, people, and struggles through detailed and meaningful designs. Holding one of these coins is like holding a piece of recent history, a tribute not only to the Tuskegee Airmen, but to all the stories captured in this long and celebrated series. Whether you're a lifelong collector or someone just starting to pay closer attention to the change in your pocket, the 2021 quarter is a piece you won't want to overlook. So take a moment to really inspect that 2021 quarter. Flip it over, study the details, look for odd shapes, extra lines, or faint images where they shouldn't be. Even a coin that looks modern and worn can hide an extraordinary surprise. You might just be holding the final coin in one of America's greatest collecting series, and if it has the right kind of error, its value could be far more than you'd ever expect. And if you think this was fascinating, just wait. The next coin in your collection might hold an even greater mystery. Keep watching and stay curious, because the next big discovery might be sitting in your change right now.